Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We will talk about phrasal verbs. Now see, I'm sure most of you know that phrasal verbs are an integral part of language learning. And if you really want to sound like a native speaker, you need to learn phrasal verbs. But there are plenty of phrasal verbs and it is really not possible to learn all the phrasal verbs at one go. So I thought of bringing in front of you 5 phrasal verbs. Let's begin with only 5 phrasal verbs today. And today, all the phrasal verbs that I have brought for you, they are all with the word put. Okay, so let's dive in. If you really want to build your fluency, as I said, that we really need to master phrasal verbs. So phrasal verb is a combination of a verb and another word, and usually this another word is a preposition. And when you combine these two words, sometimes they can be really confusing. The literal meaning and the meaning of the phrasal verb, they can be absolutely confusing. So how do we actually understand? Let's take an example. Look up. This phrase look up, if I use it in a sentence like she looked up at the sky, this means that she looked upwards. Look up can also be used in a different way. She looked the word up in the dictionary. This means that she tried to find out the word in the dictionary. Hope you understand that how this phrase is completely different from the word that we just discussed before this. So the word look up can be used in 2 different ways. Similarly, phrasal verb can have more than one meanings. So let's begin with the phrasal verb put up. Now, phrasal verbs are best learned in the context. So today I'm going to give you a context of learning this particular phrasal verb put up. Now, most of you know, those who are already watching my travel vlogs, that last winter I visited Amritsar because we wanted to see the Golden Temple. And in Amritsar, we had put up in a beautiful hotel. We had put up in a beautiful hotel. So what does this mean? This means that we stayed in a hotel during our visit in Amritsar. So I hope all of you understood by this time that the phrase put up, it means that when you stay somewhere, it's a temporary accommodation other than your own house. Like usually when you go for visits, we can say that we had put up in a hotel for a few days. Some more examples of this phrase, where shall I put up? This means that where shall I stay for the time being? And it's a temporary accommodation. Another example, Sally is putting me up for the weekend. This means that Sally will allow me to stay at her place for the weekend. So I'm going to stay with Sally at her house for the weekend. So I hope you understood the phrase put up and how it can be used in a sentence. Let's move on to phrasal verb number 2, put me through. Now, often when we are trying to connect with somebody over the phone, we use this statement. Could you please put me through to Mrs. Kumar? Imagine you have dialed a number and the receptionist or the operator is the person who picks up the call. So this is how you speak to the operator, that could you please put me through to Mrs. Kumar? That means you're trying to connect to Mrs. Kumar and you're requesting the operator to connect you to that person. So what is the meaning of this verb? This means that when you're connecting to somebody, to someone else over the telephone. Another example, can you put me through to customer service, please? Again, you are asking the person to connect you to customer service. And this phrase is used when you're talking with somebody over the telephone. The next one, phrasal verb number 3 is put out. And oh yes, if you are liking this video and if you think that this video is helping you to enhance your vocabulary, please do take a moment and hit the big fat like button. Also subscribe to this channel. As I always tell to my YouTube family, that there is no charge to subscribe. So if you subscribe to my channel, if I am able to increase my subscribers, I would reach out to more such people who are interested in learning English language as well as literature, because I also create content for English language, literature, and grammar. So yes, if you think that this video will help somebody, also you can share this video with others. And yes, let's get back to the lesson. So put out. What does put out mean? This means this is mainly used when you are talking about something related to fire and you're trying to extinguish the fire. Hurry up, put out the fire quickly before it spreads. Put out the fire quickly means please stop the fire from burning, extinguish the fire. Another example, it took firefighters 3 hours to put the blaze out. Blaze over here refers to the fire. So it took 3 hours to extinguish the fire. Let's move on to the next phrasal verb, put across. Put across, often when we are trying to present our points, our objectives in front of others, we use this phrase, put across. This means that when you present something to somebody in a very effective manner. Effective manner refers to a clear presentation, when your points, when whatever you want to say is understood properly and very nicely by the audience. Example, we put across our plans for the science fair before the principal. So when we put across our plans means when we share our points with the principal, it means that we share it in a very effective manner. It's an interesting idea and I thought he put it across well. The second example means that the idea was really interesting and the person who presented that idea, he really did a good job in the way he presented. So this is the meaning of the phrase put across. The last phrasal verb for all of you today, this means display. When you display something, it can be on the, you're trying to hang something on a wall and you're trying to put up something somewhere. Example, we put up the new wall hanging in the sitting room. So we are displaying the new wall hanging in the sitting room so that everybody can view and appreciate that. The second example, she put up a notice about the school trip to Italy. She put up a notice. She put up a notice means she displayed the notice on the notice board so that it is visible for everyone and it is about a school trip to Italy. So that was all about these 5 phrasal verbs with the word put. So now what are you going to do? Yes, all of you are supposed to use these phrasal verbs in your spoken and written English, because as I always say, if you don't use it, you will forget that. So are you going to use these phrasal verbs? Please let me know in the comment section. If you really want to learn more, there are a few of my recorded courses and I have shared the link in the description box. There are many people who want to improve their writing skills and they are not very much confident about email writing, creative writing. So I have a writing skill course which is perfectly curated for beginners. So I would request all of you to go and check the writing skill course in the description box. And yes, one more thing. If you are really not very sure about the grammar rules, there's also an ebook which I have created and I've also shared the link for my ebook. That was all for the video. Now it's time for a question, and today's question is, what is the meaning of the phrase look into? Look into is also a phrasal verb, so I would like to know the answer from all of you. Let me know in the comment section what is the meaning of this phrase. So that's all for today. See you soon in my next video. Bye.